Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. In this video, we will learn about the how to provide the custom providers with the injection token. Let's try to understand about this one. The topic is today's the custom providers with the inject. So this is the topic in this video. So what is this one? So now we need to understand about this concept. So let me explain you about this concept before proceeding with a simple example. In Angular, dependency injection is a design pattern. So we know that dependency injection in Angular is a design pattern that allows a class to receive its dependency from external sources rather than creating themselves. Normally in a component, it's a class. Generally component is a class. So whenever you want to have any other dependencies or anything means, so it will not create, the component will not create the instances of its own. So it will try to ask from the external sources rather than creating itself. This is what I am trying to explain you here. A provider is an instruction that tells Angular how to obtain a value for the dependency. And that dependency, it will be asking it, right? That further dependency, how it will get it is using a provider. So that is one thing. Sometimes, so what will happen is, so you need to understand another one. Sometimes you need to provide a custom values for certain dependencies, especially when you are dealing with external APIs or browser features like local storage, which Angular doesn't handle natively. This is where custom providers and the inject decorator comes into handy play. So that is one thing. So now let's try to untake one scenario and we will try to explain that scenario with a simple example. So the scenario is, I will try to explain you with a local storage. Imagine that you have a service that needs to interact with the browser's local storage. Instead of directly accessing the local storage in the service, you will use the Angular's dependency injection system to inject it, making your service easier to test and more flexible. So that is one thing. So what we will try to do, instead of using the local storage, what generally we will do, the local storage means if you try to use the local storage in your application means you will use local storage.get item, local storage.set item. So like this, it is automatically by default available in the browser's window variable. But in Angular, instead of accessing directly this one, so we will create an Angular dependency injection system to inject it, so that making your service easier to test and more flexible. So how we can do this one? So the first step is injection token. So we need to create an injection token. So for this one, what we will try to do? So injection token. What is this injection token? This is a token that Angular can use it to inject a specific value or dependency. It's especially useful when you want to inject a value that is not a class or a service. The second one is you need to provide the factory function. Okay, so we will provide the factory function. It is used to return the value or object that should be injected for the token. In this case, it returns the local storage object. And the last one which we will be using is the inject decorator in the constructor thing. Allows you to specify exact what token should be injected into the constructor of your class. So now let's try to see with a real-time example for this one. For this one, what I will try to do is I will create a browser storage service. So this service or the provider is responsible in order to interact with the local storage. Instead of directly interacting the window.local storage in our application, so we will access it through the service, so that the testing and all those things will be very easily, we can do it for the service for the flexibility matter. So let it create the service for it. So here the files has been created. So let me open the browser.storage.ts file and also the browser.spec file also. So this is also important, right? Browser, I will explain you at the last how we can write the testing scenario for this one. So now fine. So now first what we need to do, we need to create an injection token. So token we need to create it. Okay, let's try to create export constant. I will create a name something like browser underscore storage. So this is the token name and it should be new injection token, injection token token, and it will take of type storage. Okay, and here you need to give the name browser storage, so whatever it may be the name, and here this is an object. So I am providing it the provided input so that that token will be available in the application, right? And here you will be having a factory, and this factory it will return the local storage. That's it. Fine. So this is our storage, and now we need to inject it here. So inject, not injectable, inject of browser underscore storage, and here you can give something like whatever the private function or public function, however you want to use it, you can use it. Something like public storage of type storage. So now we will be having the two functions, like let's say get and it will take the key, and you can close this one so that you people can able to understand clearly. Key of type string, this dot storage dot get item of key, okay, key, and this one should return the value, okay, and we will be having another one is set, and this takes the value key of string and value of string also, and this also should set the value, this dot storage dot set item of key comma value. That's it. So this is the implementation of this one. So now I will try to explain you clearly. First of all, what we are trying to do it is we are defining an injection token. We created a constant browser underscore storage using injection token storage. This token tells Angular that we are providing something of type storage, soft type storage, and the token includes a factory function, okay, local storage. This function is responsible for returning the local storage object from the browser's window. Now next one is we are creating a service. Browser storage service is an Angular service that uses the local storage to store and retrieve the data. So this is this main service motive is this one. So for that motive to achieve, what we are trying to do, we are injecting the browser underscore storage decorator is applied to the storage parameter in the constructor. This tells Angular to inject whatever the value corresponds to the browser storage token. In this case, the value applicable for this browser underscore storage is the local storage object. So how you can use this one? So the service now has access to local storage through dependency injection. The get and set methods are allow you to interact with the Windows local storage without directly referencing it, making the service more modular and testable. So now here, if you try to see here, let's try to delete everything. I am clearing everything. And if you go to the app.component.ts file, so app.component.ts file, I will try to show you. So in the constructor, let's have in the constructor, I can inject private storage of type browser storage service. So here we need to use the browser storage service, and now here you can use something like this dot storage, this dot storage dot get of, or otherwise set of channel name. I can have whatever the name I want, and here I can give Leela Webdev. That's it. So now if you try to refresh this page, automatically here a channel name will be created. See, Leela Webdev has been created. So this is way, instead of having directly referencing the window local storage, we are using a browser storage service, and using that browser storage service provider, we are interacting with the window browser APIs like local storage. So why we use this approach? So this is the main thing which you people may be getting it out, right? So why we use this approach is, so testability thing, okay? So testability, and what I want to tell you is testability, flexibility, and the separation of concern. So these are the three major factors which we will be trying to use it. So I will try to explain you about the why we use this approach in the next video. So this is how we will be using the browser API storage like methods in the outside features. So hope you understood about this concept. So if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.